All right. Okay, so I had to finish off this pumpkin series with a dessert, and this is a beautiful American style pumpkin pie, which is so easy. It's such a great one for you to know because it's something you can really whip up quite quickly. Use up that excess pumpkin that's been sitting in the fridge, you don't know what to do with it. Rather than waste it, make this pie. It's absolutely delicious. The first thing I'm going to do is put in this boiled pumpkin. Now it's very soft, just make sure it's really well boiled so that there's no texture left to it when it's pureed up. So in goes, that's about 2 cups. And then I'm going to put in some coconut cream. Now just the creamy thick part, not the watery part. A little bit of water in there as you can see, but the majority is the thick bit. And you can do that by putting the can in the fridge overnight and then just scooping off that top layer. Now that's been in that bowl whilst I've been getting ready, so a little bit of that water's come out, but as long as it's mostly like 90% that cream content, you'll be fine. Okay, now 3/4 cup of maple syrup. This is a really luxurious dessert, so it needs to be sweet and yummy, so don't hesitate with that. And then some corn flour. This is what's going to help it set, so 2 tablespoons. I do try to buy organic corn flour. It's one of those things that can be GM. And then a decent amount of vanilla essence for yumminess, and our spices. Now an American style pumpkin pie wouldn't really be a pumpkin pie without that beautiful cinnamony, nutmeggy, warming spices that it has. So that's 1/2 teaspoon each of nutmeg and cinnamon. Okay. Now I'm just going to take that over to the base of this and give it a whiz up till it's very, very smooth. Okay, so this is a spicy pumpkin silk now. Look at it, it's absolutely perfectly smooth, beautiful, smells beautiful, and it's going to be absolutely delicious. So into this base. So I'll talk about the base here. So this is just a standard vegan short crust pastry base, which is butter, flour, a little bit of icing sugar, and then to make this more pumpkin pie and just a tiny bit more wholesome, I've added a few oats as well. So that's really perfectly set. It's been blind baked, and you can follow any short crust pastry recipe and just use vegan butter instead of butter, and you'll have this. Just add some oats. Okay, so that's ready to go, and we're simply going to pour this in. Okay, now even it out. Okay, so that was that simple, thanks to this guy. So really, it's just going to go in the oven now until it's set, and that corn flour will do that work for you, but it will take about 35-40 minutes, but every oven is different, so just check, and you'll see when it stops wriggling, sorry, it stops jiggling, so you just need to check it every now and again, and you'll see when it's ready. It'll firm up, it'll create a sort of an even top, and then we need to let it cool and add our coconut cream. So let's pop it in the oven now. So here is our pumpkin pie. It's beautifully cooked, and you can see that because it's just got tiny little cracks, which is actually a good sign, and a little bit of colouring on that top there. So that's perfectly set and ready, and we just need to let it cool thoroughly before we can put the cream on top. So let it cool to room temperature, then in the fridge for as long as you can handle not eating it, preferably overnight. Okay, so this has been chilling in the fridge for several hours now, and so I'm confident it's not going to melt the cream and it's going to be perfectly set. So I'm going to serve mine on a simple wooden board, but you could serve yours on a cake stand or anything you like. And so I'm going to start by taking it out of our tin and gently sliding it onto the board. And then all we're going to do, this is just such a good simple recipe. I've just got some whipped coconut cream here, which is just coconut cream with a little bit of icing sugar and vanilla essence, and it's, look at it, it's perfect peaks. Look how nice and firm it is. I'm just going to put a layer of that on top. Look how lush that is. Now that's coconut cream out of a carton. But if you can't get cartons, you can use canned coconut cream, but the carton is gonna be much better. Okay, so I'm just put a nice layer, so probably about that much on top. It's such a beautiful contrast to the sweet, spicy filling, just something a bit more neutral in that cream there. So, nice even layer. Push it up to the edges. Just so fluffy, you can see how much air is being held in this. Look at this. It's so well set. Beautiful. When you're satisfied that you've got enough on top, which I nearly am, just a little bit more there. Okay, then I'm going to do a little swirl. So just using spatula and just going like this. Dum, dum, dum. And then when we put the cinnamon on top, that pattern's going to really pop out. So, alright, now all we need to do is clean that edge a tiny bit. Oh yum, that's delicious coconut cream. And get some cinnamon, ground, and simply a light dusting on top. Now the key with dusting is to stay quite high up and just go really slow. Okay, here we go. And that, my friends, is basically it. But let's take a look inside. Okay, it's time to open this beauty up, which is a little bit of a shame. I don't want to touch it, it's so pretty, but I need to eat some, it smells so delicious. So, here goes.
Doing to me. All this delicious pie. Wow, I got like a little fairy seat.
Fairy or fairy?
Fairy.
It's kind of a fairy seat too.
Is it a fairy seat? Like the fairy king? I am the fairy king. Thank you.
Yay! How pretty.